Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Infinite Warfare playing the multiplayer beta. Happy Halloween to all of you. We got the best treat of all this year because we have so much leaked news and information in regards to Modern Warfare Remastered, because if you guys were unaware, last night there was actually a bug on the PlayStation 4 that allowed people to play the Modern Warfare Remastered multiplayer a little bit early, and as a result they were able to see everything in the game, and all that information has been posted online. After Raven Software was quick to actually go ahead and patch that so people couldn't play multiplayer anymore, there was another bug that people were actually using so they could actually play the game locally against bots. So lots of information has been put out about Modern Warfare Remastered so far online, and I'm going to do my best to cover some of that here in this video. Let's go ahead and discuss the biggest thing to me: 20 prestiges in Modern Warfare Remastered as compared to the 10 that we had originally back in Call of Duty 4. Now, this is not only going to be leaked information, it's also going to be confirmed by Raven Software. They put it out on Twitter today, and I find it very interesting that they're going to have 20 prestiges. That is double what we had in Call of Duty 4. And if you guys are wondering how they're going to do the prestige icons, the first 10 prestiges are going to be the same prestige icons we had in Call of Duty 4, and then after that, they're going to have brand new prestige icons, but they look like they belong in Call of Duty 4/Modern Warfare Remastered, if that makes any sense. If you guys actually want to check them out, I'll put a link down there in the video description. It's going to be an Imager album where you guys can go ahead and look at all the prestige icons for yourselves. Once again, all this stuff has been leaked, and you can find a lot of information over on the Infinite Warfare subreddit. That's where I'm gathering all my information right now. Though keep in mind, if you guys go over there to r/Infinite Warfare, there's going to be a lot of repeat information over there, because right now there's so much information going around that people are seeing something, then they're taking it for themselves, they're posting it themselves, acting like they found it, trying to get karma and upvotes and stuff like that. So it's a little bit spammy right now, but still lots of information over there. And also, we have learned that there are going to be 1,000 levels in Modern Warfare Remastered, but we don't know exactly what that is going to entail. So you could look at it a couple of ways. Is there going to be 1,000 levels on top of 20 prestiges, or are all 20 of those prestiges going to give us 1,000 levels? Because that doesn't make sense if you do the math on it, because in Call of Duty 4 there were 55 levels per prestige. 55 levels per prestige times 20 prestiges, that's more than 1,000 levels. I mean, even if they dropped it down to 50, which would make sense, 50 levels per prestige, that is not counting your non-prestige, which would be an extra 50 levels. So I don't know exactly what they mean by this, but there will be 1,000 levels of some kind, because there is a challenge for you to complete by earning 1,000 levels, and it actually gives you calling cards and emblems and stuff like that. So I have no idea what that means for the multiplayer itself, but apparently 20 prestiges in this game, which sounds very freaking awesome. If you're like me, you've been watching a lot of Modern Warfare Remastered gameplay here on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers have actually been flown out to play the game early, and in particular, I've been watching a lot of Hutch's videos. I noticed in a lot of his videos recently in regards to Modern Warfare Remastered, he has been using this camo, which is a red camo, but it isn't red tiger, which is what we saw in Call of Duty 4. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like red scales almost. Like it looks like there's scales on his weapon, which I thought was really weird. And it turns out there are going to be a bunch of extra camos in Modern Warfare Remastered that weren't actually there originally. One of them is going to be called nickel-plated camo, which looks freaking amazing. So take your base template for a gold camo, but instead of it being gold, make it look more silvery or more nickel-y. That is what your nickel-plated camo is actually going to look like, and it looks amazing. Check out the link down there in the video description. I actually put a link to an Imager album where you guys can go ahead and see what that camo looks like on just about every single weapon. Looks freaking amazing, but I'm a little bit torn, right? Because they're adding in like double the prestiges of Call of Duty 4. They're adding in a bunch of extra camos. How do we even get these camos? I'm not entirely sure. They're definitely adding a lot to the game that wasn't there originally, which part of me is like, I don't know, part of me is like this old school COD fan where it's like, don't change my game, but another part of me is like, hey, change it because the game didn't have a lot of camos. So I don't really know how to feel about it, honestly, but nickel-plated camo looks pretty freaking amazing. Kill confirmed has been added to the game. A firing range has been added to the game, very similar to what we saw back in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, if you guys remember that. They basically took the firing range from the opening mission of the campaign where you're like learning how to shoot with gas. They took that firing range and added it to the multiplayer so you can test out weapons and stuff like that. Very similar once again to what we saw in Advanced Warfare. Very freaking cool. There are going to be weapon stickers in this game. Now, I don't know exactly how you unlock these things. It doesn't appear to be similar to making your own emblem and then putting that emblem on your gun. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like there are going to be stickers that you can unlock that you can put on your weapons and customize them a little bit more. That seems interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out. People are updating us with news as to what changes have actually made to some game modes. So in Call of Duty 4, in Search and Destroy in particular, it was a very weird game mode, and it's been changed a lot over the years compared to what it was originally. And Search and Destroy now in Modern Warfare Remastered is going to have a 2-minute and 30-second long round, and you're actually going to change sides every single round, whereas back in Call of Duty 4, you would play 3 rounds on one side and more rounds on the other side. First team to 4 would win. It's still first team to 4, but you're going to be switching every single round, and in fact, rest in peace, they have removed the glitch that allows you to throw down a fake C4 when planting the bomb in Search and Destroy. So sad to see that go, man, but I could see from a competitive standpoint, like you see a C4 on the crowd, you're not sure if it's real or fake, you're gonna have to shoot at it. Like, it was just a cool little bug that they had in Call of Duty 4, as well as World at War. We could throw down a fake C4 or a fake satchel charge, but it's gone. And yeah, just lots of little bits of news and information, and I encourage all of you guys to go over to r/Infinite Warfare and read this stuff up for yourselves. You're going to find a lot of spam, a lot of repeat information, but there's lots of good information over there as well, like looking at all the different titles and emblems that you can actually unlock and some of the different challenges you have to do to unlock them. Lots of little tiny things. Go ahead and check out the Infinite Warfare subreddit. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys all found it somewhat helpful and informative, and I would love to hear down there in the comment section below, what are your thoughts in particular on 20 prestiges, apparently 1,000 levels somehow. We don't know exactly how the 1,000 levels are going to play out. And what are your thoughts on them adding in a bunch of extra camos on top of what they originally had in Call of Duty 4? How do you think we're going to get those camos? Is it going to be a supply drop system? I really hope not, because if they go by challenges, like what other challenges could there be? If they're boring challenges, I hope they're not the boring ones, like, oh, get 10 long shots, get a camo. Like, I like headshots for camos personally. I think it's a bit more prestigious as compared to random obscure challenges, but that's just me. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that down there in the comment section below. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys all found it helpful and informative. If you did, please drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.